Hello, my darlings. Long time no see. I already know. You guys are like, oh, girl, where you been? No, ma'am, you ain't just gonna come back up in here talking about long time no see. First of all, let's get a couple of things out of the way, okay? So you might hear movement because my tiny humans over here, my homeschool besties, they're completing some assignments. Girl, if you see some like oil if you see it rolling down my forehead, honey, it's cause Felicia just acting up. Girl, she acting up. She been acting up, ain't she, Aiden? She been acting up for a minute now. Yeah. So I'm kind of in the in-between. You know how you get the fresh retwist, right? And so either you have like I call it spacey locks. You know, when you get that retwist, baby, it's scalpy, okay? You can see the scalp. So I'm kind of like that in between, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting to where we're getting close to another retwist, but we ain't quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? How like older hair, to me, natural hair, always looks better the older it gets, if that makes sense. Like, baby, twist outs used to be fire back in the day, honey, until I got to the point to where I was like, baby, I ain't doing that one more twist out. I'm not doing no twist up, no twist out, no twist all around. I'm done with it. But anyways, it would be rude of me, you are correct in that, to just show up and not say, guys, yeah, I had to take a little break because of this, that, and the other. You know, give you a little bit of Aiden over here with the side effects. Now, Aiden is supposed to be doing his independent reading. Okay, he said he is. But anyways, for me to just show up and not say where we've been. So I think I've gotten most of the disclaimers out of the way. Listen, if you see me go, pop, pop, baby. Now, Aiden's about to crack up laughing. Corey went to the store. Corey bought strawberries and something else, maybe blueberries. And I didn't realize it because they put them in before I actually wash them. Usually I'll wash them, pat them dry, and then, you know, we have those airtight containers, right? Most of the time, Destiny will cut them. So when she, you know, reaches to grab some, they're already good. So, guys, we were minding our own business, honey, minding our own black business, sitting at the table, honey. And all of a sudden, you know, the kids are shucking and ducking, and I'm like, what's going on? Because I didn't see it at first, because, honey, your girl didn't have her glasses on. Baby, we are under attack. Now, I don't think that it's a thing that's that uncommon this time of year, depending on the region of the country that we're in, okay? But yeah, so if you see me like batting at something, it's because we are at war over here with these fruit flies. Corey went and spent like $60 last night on the little plug-in thing. Look, I'm up here looking for one now because I know that I saw one in the homeschool room. So anyways, if you see me doing all of this, that, and the other, baby, that's what it is. No worries. So where have we been? Because I know that this video, the title is something else and I'm still talking. Don't you just hate that when you click on a video, the person just be talking. But girl, let me tell you, I got some stuff to say, okay? Because I know it's been over a year, right? I'm pretty sure we've been over a year where you haven't seen us hanging out over here in YouTube land. In about, I think, 6 months or so, 7 months, I can't even remember.
I think 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. Over on Instagram. There's a reason behind that. And I'm in a place where I'm a little bit more comfortable sharing. Most of you guys know, if you've been around, you know, since the beginning, you know, the way back when Aiden was, you know, like this tall. I was very open and honest that I am a math and science person, right? But because of the non-inclusive nature of most curriculum, I say curriculum because the word curricula just, it drives me nuts. I don't know why. It's just one of those things I don't like to say. So I just use curriculum for all of it, okay? Miss Kennedy just tiptoed right here, right beside me. So if you see me looking over, that's what I'm doing, looking at my baby girl. But anyways, I had to kind of dive into history head first because I knew some things were missing. Just not some things, some important things were missing, right? So even though you might have seen me flash like, you know, this curriculum or whatever, that doesn't mean that I have not always been adding to the curriculum, okay? Because we've always had to supplement. I can remember getting comments when the comments were on, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're teaching this, that, and the other. Imagine teaching your kids to hate. I started to think, okay, wait a second. Truth is not hate. It is what it is. You know, history is there for a reason. If you don't learn from it, you're bound to what, Aiden?
Forget.
And also,
make the same mistakes.
Yeah, make the same mistakes over and over. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving my kiddos everything that they needed, right? And some people just didn't like that. And so we all know how the story goes. We fast forward a little bit, and we have a name change and everything because we just wanted to put it out there, you know. And some people used to say back in the day, don't let me, you know, age myself over here, okay? But just put it on Front Street. Just put it out there. So then people know what you're about, right? We are very much so inclusive learners over here, especially when it comes to history. So back to what happened. I was actually working on a project. The deeper I was diving into some things, the more unsettled I was starting to feel. We all know we cannot pour from an empty cup. And so I had to pull back a little bit because just when you think that you have been desensitized to certain things, certain historical events. Speaking for myself, I was not as desensitized, okay, as I thought that I was. Not even that that's a good place to be, because I feel too that, you know, when you stop learning, what do you have, if anything, left to teach? So it wasn't that I didn't want to learn more, or that I'm not always open to learning, and, you know, looking at different perspectives and things like that. But there were some things, like I said, I'm working on this project, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. So you're telling me I thought it was like 100 times bad, right? But then the more I dig and dig and dig, and I'm sitting, you know, like on top of truth, and it's like a gazillion times infinity times worse than you ever thought that it could be, worse than I ever thought it could be. So I had to pull back a little bit, get my footing, and just let it take all that it took. So I'm not working on that project right now. It is on hold. But I do plan to hopefully be in a place in the near future where I'm ready to pick that back up again. So that's why I kind of backed away, because, you know, back to the empty cup thing. I know I'm saying that a lot, but I have babies that I have to pour into. I have an entire marriage that I have to pour into. And so I have to make sure that they are my priority. Not saying that I don't love you guys, okay? Because some of you guys have been around and you are like family to us at this point, and we appreciate you guys for being here and sticking it out with us, especially through me just saying, all right, I'm out, and not even saying I'm out. Like, I didn't even have it to sit down in front of the camera and press record to say that I'm out. I just needed to take a moment. And that moment, you know, turned into hours, and those hours, days, and then the days, weeks, and the weeks, months, okay? And then the months, like a whole year, working on too, as Aiden said. But I am here now, and I got you, as I've always had you, okay? So moving into this schedule, real quick, we're probably like, what? 8, 9, probably 10 minutes in at this point. My bad, because again, I hate to click on a video and then people don't get right down to it. But I needed to get that out of the way, and I didn't really think that it's something that I needed to, you know, do separate videos and all that stuff for, because again, I am a mom, and I'm in the middle of our homeschool day right now, right? I need you to keep two things in mind, okay, as we're diving into our homeschool schedules for this year. We are not minimalist homeschoolers. So if you are a minimalist homeschooler, then this might not be your happy place, okay? I'm not saying you can't hang around. I'm just saying that this might not be your happy place, because baby, ain't nothing minimal over here, okay? We are out here with stacks and stacks of learning materials, and that's just how we move. That's how we navigate this homeschool journey, all right? Is that okay? That's all right. And one more thing that's kind of up here when we talk about importance, okay? We do not crave, honey. We are not in search of, we ain't tapping nobody on the shoulder. Intellectual or moral bankruptcy, okay? We are not in search of those things. We're not minimalist homeschoolers. We are not in search of, we're not looking for, baby, it ain't on our list of achievement, okay? When it comes to intellectual or moral bankruptcy, okay? So if that's your thing, then this probably is not like a space that you want to hang out in. Again, you're welcome to hang around and see, you know, if you really want to stay. But that's not something that, you know, we're into, okay? With that being said, we are also college prep homeschoolers, meaning that our kiddos are on that path to college. That's the plan right now, right, Miss K?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, bro?
Same.
Okay, so we're still there, like we locked in, okay? Ain't no switching up. Let's move on into the schedule. We pretty much have the same schedule on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, okay? And then it gets a little bit different on Wednesday, and it's a whole lot different on Friday. Those of you who have been around from the beginning, you probably remember us using minute-to-minute scheduling. You've probably seen day-to-day scheduling, like a 4-day schedule, a 5-day schedule, sometimes even a 7-day homeschool schedule, depending on where we were along our homeschool journey. You know, did I have a tiny? Did I have 2 tinies? Was everybody tiny? You know what I'm saying? So as our kiddos have evolved, and, you know, I've been able to really study their learning styles and kind of align that really well with my teaching style, then the scheduling has changed. It was mostly Nathan that needed the minute-to-minute scheduling. And once he graduated, we kind of moved on from that and started kind of tweaking a few things that worked better for our younger kiddos. And so now I'm just homeschooling too, because we know Miss Destiny is in college as well. And y'all, your little internet niece is doing great. She's knocking it on out the park. Just okay? And I'm super proud of her and all that she's accomplishing. Child, I done talked so much that the camera was like, beep, 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 beep. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to speed it up, okay? Because if not, I'm gonna cut off. So before I run out of battery, child, we're gonna do Mondays, okay? So for 8th grade, and what you will hear is typically what will be transferred onto their transcripts, their homeschool transcripts. Because remember, I am solely responsible for those homeschool transcripts. So all of the course descriptions, the course titles, all of that stuff falls on me. So it's easier for me when I'm laying out their schedules to go ahead and jot that down so that I can just kind of copy it and paste it right into their transcripts. And I have some stored course descriptions that go along with certain curriculum that I'll pull from. So it makes it easier, you know. So when I get down to Aiden, although his learning path is a little bit different, I'll still have the majority of like the core 4, you know, your social studies or history, however you guys lay it out, your language arts, and then your science and your math. So I'll have all of those kind of stored, and then I work around that, filling in the electives like the humanities. Did y'all miss me? Okay. Because I missed you guys. You could probably tell because I'm super chatty. Not that I wasn't super chatty before. Girl, let's talk about this schedule. Okay, Monday, grade 8. I'm going to read these out, you guys. But just know that if I say something like jump starts won't be on his actual transcript, okay? It will be written as notable figures across the African diaspora, a brief introduction, okay? I will be sharing our curriculum video really soon. It takes more time to film those and edit them because I'm pulling things off of the shelf, you know, like in groups and laying it all out for you guys to see. So girl, the curriculum video is as promised. If you send me a DM over on Instagram, if you have sent me an email, because when I say I unplugged, okay? So I have to, did y'all see that fly? Now that's a real fly. I gotta call my fly exterminator because Destiny is a fly's worst nightmare. I know a fly hate to see destiny coming, okay? But anyways, I told y'all about the fruit flies. I guess when Corey came home, because Aiden had an appointment, I know, TMI, okay? And we supposed to be talking about this schedule. But girl, I got to tell you where this fly came from. So Corey always leaves the door open. And I'm like, bruh, close the door, okay? So yeah, there's a fly zooming in here. And so if you hear a little racket in the background, it's Destiny trying to get the fly, or it's Aiden ducking from the fly. Right, bro?
Yeah.
Because bro don't do flies. Baby, I don't fool with flies either. But anyways, so again, let me regain my composure, okay? I'll start over because I don't know where I was, but I can see this fly in the corner of my eye, and Kate is fighting the fly right now. When you hear me say jump starts won't be on the transcript. Instead, it will read notable figures across the African diaspora, a brief introduction, because that is the course title that goes along with the curriculum that we are using for that jump starts slide, okay? And jump starts typically takes us about 10 to 15 minutes. Our learning days usually go until, I like to cut off at 4. But sometimes if there is like a late start day, depending on what we have going on, we have gone up until about 6 since we've started this new homeschool year. So just keep that in mind. Some days we start at 8:30, some days we start at 10:30, again, depending on what we have going on. But we are out here doing what we do, okay? It might be 7:30 and someone says, hey mom, you ready to get started? And it's like, sure, why not, you know? And we jump right to it. So we get those days in, okay? We're clocking days. If we clocked hours, we would always blow it out of the water, as I'm sure many of you guys would as well, because, you know, you're always learning when it comes to homeschool. But anyways, back to the top. Jump starts. Notable figures across the African diaspora, a brief introduction, and then we move from jump starts into linguistics, the dialectology of African American vernacular English. Our kiddos had a few questions about a few things when it comes to religious studies, so we are kind of grouping several things under one umbrella, but they all have different course titles, if that makes sense. So on our schedule, they're grouped together, but separate course titles for the homeschool transcript. So then we'll have the religion of Islam, and then we have Christianity and the Black religious experience. We also have the religion of white European American supremacy. Then we move into independent reading, and then we move into the African diaspora in historical context 2. And that's another thing, is I make sure to add our 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s, you know, Roman numeral style, if that's where we are in our coursework. Then we move on to earth science. Then he has algebra 1, spelling, grammar, Nile Valley civilizations, foreign language, physical education. Then we have any lesson add-ons / documentaries for that day. Then we have Let's Chat About It, and then we have homework. And the homework, I have a little yes or no right beside it, because we don't always have homework every day. Since I was talking while I was going through that, I'll read it for you one more time. Notable figures across the African diaspora, a brief introduction. Linguistics, the dialectology of African American vernacular English, the religion of Islam, Christianity and the Black religious experience, the religion of white European American supremacy, independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2, earth science, algebra 1, spelling, grammar, Nile Valley civilizations, foreign language, physical education, lesson add-ons / documentary, Let's Chat About It, and homework, yes or no. All right, for Miss K's Monday, grade 12, she starts with linguistics, the dialectology of African American vernacular English, the religion of Islam, Christianity and the Black religious experience, the religion of white European American supremacy, independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2, AP Physics, introduction to biochemistry, introduction to cell and molecular biology, calculus, grammar, government, economics, foreign language, physical education, lesson add-ons / documentary, let's chat about it, and homework yes or no. You guys have probably picked up that Miss K is on a solid math and science path, right? And that's because of her chosen major in college once she gets there. So we want to prepare her for those things. So college prep, okay? And Mr. Aiden is more on the history path, right, bro? We still looking at, okay. So he's more on the history path and becoming a college professor. So his college prep looks a little bit different than her college prep. My battery is about to die. It's flashing at me for real this time. Aiden's laughing about it because he knew that I was going to talk too much. But anyways, I'm going to go charge it, teach the kiddos. I'll be back, honey, and we're going to run through Tuesday through Friday. All right, I'll see y'all in a minute. Whew, child, I'm back. Okay, I was just over here dusting stuff off. I'm like, now I don't see a speck of nothing until I turn on the camera, okay? I ain't seen a speck of nothing in almost 2 years until I turn on this camera. It ain't been almost 2 years. I don't think. Aiden says it has, but I don't think it's been that long. But anyways, we are going to be hopping right into our Tuesday schedules. So the only thing that we have different on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday schedules is what's going on up top, and that's our group learning. Y'all done with calc, baby? Okay, thank you. Thank you for attending Grace Academy. I love you too. I love you the most. You'll never love me as much as I love you, girly pop. So that changes a little bit throughout the week. And then on Thursday, some of it is similar to what we have done previously as well. So just a little bit of a shakeup, not much. Anyways, Tuesday, grade 8, we have mathematical concepts and theorems, poetry, the Black experience 1, music appreciation for the culture. Okay. And then we go into that same religious block, and everything else is the same as it was on Monday. Grade 12, we have poetry, the Black experience 1, music appreciation for the culture, and then we go into that religion block, and everything is the same as it was on Monday's schedule, okay? So moving on to Wednesday, grade 8, just a quick note, I always make their schedule copies on color paper, okay, like bright paper, super bright, the brightest paper I can find, because I feel like it's easier for them. It stands out, like when we have our 180-day binders put together, then they know that that's the next day coming up, if that makes sense. And plus, when they have things kind of scattered out throughout the day on their desk, they always can easily identify the schedule, the daily checklist, because it's usually on something super bright, like some fireball pink. Can we say fireball pink, bro? Yeah, or like super duper yellow, whatever you want to call it. The kids think it's funny when I call it pink. But anyways, pink.
Yeah, I think we can get away with saying something like that.
Yeah, we can say fireball. It's okay. Fireball. Because I think most people think of fireball, they say red, right? Instead of pink. But anyway, some hot pink. Okay, I'll say hot. Anyways, girl, back to the schedule, okay? Because I'm going to be done talking my battery dead again. I guess I'm just happy to see y'all. I got a lot to say. Wednesday, grade 8. So we have elements of literature. That's his jump start. But remember, on the transcript, it will just be elements of literature. And then we have critical social science, conceptualizing critical thought, a process. Now those are two separate courses, okay? Critical social science and then conceptualizing critical thought, a process. Then we move into debate, the art of intellectual dialogue. Then we have cultural perspectives, past and present. We have civics, and then we have independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2. And then we have earth science, algebra 1, cursive writing, vocabulary, spelling, grammar, paragraph editing, composition, geography, foreign language, physical education, lesson add-ons / documentary, and then let's chat about it. Homework, yes or no. Okay, we circle that. Real quick, with the lesson add-ons, that's if we add something on. The documentary is if we have a documentary that day. We don't have lesson add-ons or documentary every day. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier before the commercial break. Another thing really quick, you'll notice that some of the course titles are not as, I guess, fancy as others. But that's because, for instance, with spelling, they are what they are. and they'll be listed like under English 8 for him. Does that make sense? Like all of that will fall under that English course. Also civics. We are now working on like the American government part of civics, like a review. I won't say an introduction because he's had civics courses before, but we're kind of reviewing some things. That's another thing that I should say. You know, when we are in 8th grade over here at Grace Academy, honey, we are reviewing all things that came before, okay? So, and then we introduce some new as well, but it's a lot of review, some new, but we want to make sure that those things that need to be solidified, baby, they are solid, okay? So that's what I use those middle grade years for, specifically 8th grade, okay? Honey, we're going to review before we jump on up into to high school, into 9th grade. Now, some of the things will transfer over that he's taken in 8th grade to his high school transcript. Those courses will be listed on his transcript as previous credits earned. So no big deal. But civics, I don't know how specific we're going to stay with that. That's why I haven't kind of, you know, like said, we're just going to leave it right there with government, because we might do just like an overview or review again of government for this year. And then next year, the Bill of Rights might be the focus. You know what I'm saying? Like how we just keep breaking things down. And then we kind of build it all up together as we're moving on through high school. With us being on the move a lot, literally, you know, pack it up and moving. That's the lifestyle right now. So with us being on the move a lot, you know, different states require different things. So I try to keep it fresh, and we don't want to keep just, you know, beating the same drum when it comes to these subject areas that we are required to teach, okay? All right, moving on along then. Miss K, grade 12. Hold on one second. Aiden has a question for me. Girl, I'm back. He just wanted to make sure. One thing about Aiden, honey, he gonna check, double check, and triple check his answers, okay? Because my baby wants his 100, okay? Is that it, bro? We want a 100. Bro ain't playing. Like, ain't nothing changed, y'all. Y'all remember when he used to be like, I don't want no 98. My baby said he trying to make 100 because 99.5 won't do. Come on, somebody. But anyways, oh, is it the fruit fly?
Yeah.
Okay, did it leave?
No.
Okay, it's like 10 fruit flies in the house, and they are terrorizing us. I mean, I know we had the conversation, but I don't want y'all to be out here. Look, don't be out here telling nobody. We're finna get out to the schedule in a minute. But don't be out here telling nobody, girl, Erica got fruit flies over there and then a house fly. This just happened, like, it's been like, what? Is it been 48 hours that we've been fighting for our lives against 10 fruit flies?
Yes. The worst place of the worst area it's at is in the kitchen. Yeah,
the kitchen. Okay. So, but we do have one that has joined us in the homeschool. Honey, in a minute, I'm going to give it a pad and a pencil and tell it to sit down and learn something, okay? And stop all that flying around and aggravating the other students. Let's move on to Miss K's Wednesday. Again, group things up top, and then you'll see a little bit of difference, and then we get on down into that core 4 and a little bit more, okay? So we have critical social science. You notice she doesn't have jump starts. So critical social science, conceptualizing critical thought, a process. Remember, those are 2 separate subjects. Then we have debate, the art of intellectual dialogue, cultural perspectives, past and present, literary works from the African diaspora 4, independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2, AP physics, introduction to biochemistry, introduction to cell and molecular biology, calculus, vocabulary, grammar, composition, government, economics, foreign language, physical education, lesson add-ons, documentary, let's chat about it, and homework, yes or no. All right, moving on into Thursday. That wraps up Miss K's Wednesday. So Thursday for Aiden, I'm going to flip this because if not, I'll be trying to tell y'all what K's Wednesday is again all over. We're going to get a little bit of repetition here, remember, because it's the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday that it looks very similar for us. Jump starts. His jump starts are a little bit different this time. So jump starts this time is analyzation, conceptualization, and comprehension of short form literary works. Okay, that title will be on his transcript. Poetry, the Black Experience. Those are two separate courses. We move on into art appreciation. Now, art is another one of those areas that we are looking at several things. So I'm trying to, before I add the rest of the title, I want to make sure that I have kind of solidified the direction that we're going in, that we're going to hang out the most, in what area we're hanging out the most in before I solidify that title. So that title isn't final yet. The religion of Islam, Christianity, and the Black religious experience, the religion of white, European, American supremacy, independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2, earth science, algebra 1, spelling, grammar, Nile Valley civilizations, foreign language, physical education, lesson add-ons, documentary, let's chat about it, and homework yes or no. And if I didn't say this earlier, because I feel like I've been talking forever, girl, let's chat about it is basically just that. If there's something going on current event wise, if there's something going on in the homeschool room, whatever it is, if there's something that we need to chat about it, right, then we take our time and we chat about it and we talk those things through. And then spelling, let me just touch on that right now, because I know that I'm going to get questions about, you know, oh, well, he's in this grade or that grade and you're still teaching spelling. Baby, we're going to spell and spell well. Do you hear me? Because I'm not trying to be funny, but I do know some people, you know, in adulthood who are like, man, I wish I had to spend more time with spelling. So I did notice even with Nathan, when he was coming through high school, he'd be like, hey, Mom, you know, how do you spell this? Or, you know, let's go back to this. What was that spelling rule again? So again, when you move through things, you know what I'm saying? When you live through things, honey, you learn through them, okay? So I'm like, 8th grade, we're going to have that little capstone spelling, and we're going to try to mesh some things together. But we ain't just talk about curriculum right now, because that's for a whole nother video, girl. Because we'll be in here all day, not Aiden laughing, talking about something. Anyways, grade 12 for Miss K. No jump starts for Miss K. Poetry, the Black Experience is the first course. And then we have art appreciation, the religion of Islam, Christianity, and the Black religious experience, the religion of white, European, American supremacy, independent reading, the African diaspora in historical context 2, AP Physics, Introduction to Biochemistry, Introduction to Cell and Molecular Biology, Calculus, Grammar, Government, Economics, Foreign Language, Physical Education, Lesson Add-ons, / documentary. Let's chat about it, and then homework yes or no. So that's what our Thursdays look like. Let's get on into Friday, honey, because I know this video is going to be super long, and that's why I didn't try to mesh. My original plan was to mesh schedule and curriculum together. Baby, you out your mind. That's what I told myself, because who fixing to edit that? Not me. And then that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, even in Final Cut Pro.
Whatever you're using to edit, it's a lot, okay? All right, so grade 8 on Fridays. We have Test Your Knowledge, and that's a little weekly test or quiz. It can be oral, it can be written, it can be whatever we want or need it to be. Then we have Contemporary Literature, an auditory approach. And we also have Survey of Anti-Blackness and Other Issues in American Society, Past and Present, and this is 2 for that course. We have Logic, a methodology for the organization of thought, Caste and Class, a social anthropological study, Societal Circumstance, a conversational approach, and these are all different courses. Survey of African People in World History. We have Financial Literacy 2, and then he has a little flashback with his grammar, right? Again, we're going to be hitting those subject areas really hard moving into high school, okay? So he has another little time spent there with grammar. And then we have Speech, the art of intellectually sound oration and purpose-driven conversation. We then move into Civic Issues, Voter Suppression, and a History of Disenfranchisement 2. And then we have Written Word, a Black historical approach. We have literary works from the African diaspora 2. And then we have health, earth science lab, game schooling / project, if he has that going on. Then we have lesson add-ons / documentary, again, if we have that. And then we have let's chat about it. And then we have homework, yes or no. Typically on Fridays, I try not to do homework. Because, yeah, unless we're going into the weekend and there's something specific that's coming on, you know, like a documentary or something that we need to watch, then we'll list that as homework. Okay, let me back up to health really quick because, again, that sounded really, you know, not as fancy as the other titles when you're talking about transferring it over. But when we get to that certain area of focus, we're kind of doing the whole body and all of that good stuff, and we're looking at some more things. So I'm coming up with these things in my mind, how I want to pull that title together. Okay, I think that was it for his that I wanted to share with you guys. If I think of something else, you know, girl, I start saying it in a minute. Okay, Miss K's Friday looks like this. We have Test Your Knowledge, again, that weekly test or quiz. And then we have Contemporary Literature and Auditory Approach. And we'll talk about transcripts at some point, I'm sure, a little bit later down the line. So if you guys have questions about that, just know that it's coming. We have Survey of Anti-Blackness and Other Issues in American Society, Past and Present 2. We have Logic, a methodology for the organization of thought. We have Caste and Class, a social anthropological study. I don't know, did my eyes just like go, yeah, just then? I'm trying to watch the battery on my camera. Let's just be honest, okay, honey? These are trifocals. So sometimes if I look up quick, my eyes might do a little dancey dance right here, and I'm trying to focus back on what I'm actually reading. And also, I got on this lip gloss. Like, I had a little bit of NYX, I call it NYX. Some people say NYX. But girl, I had a little bit, Destiny be hyping me up to try stuff because you know I'm not a lipstick person, right? Now I do use lip liners on, like, I guess for special occasions. But I have like what we refer to as a natural lip line around this house, okay? So sometimes I will reinforce it a little bit, but other times I just kind of put on a clear gloss or whatever gloss I'm going to put on and go on about my business. But anyways, I'm saying all of that to say because my lips might be getting a little bit sticky too, because I put some MAC on the inner lip, I guess if you want to call that. Like I outlined with the NYX, and then it was like a darker glitter something, right? Girl, just over here glittered up. But anyways, my lips is stuck. And so if you see me like, girl, I'm trying to get them loose so I can finish talking. But anyways, after Caste and Class, a social anthropological study, we move into Societal Circumstance, a conversational approach, Financial Literacy 2, there with that. Did y'all see that fruit fly? That's him. We need to name him. Let's call him Eddie. Eddie the fruit fly. Hold on 1 second because my camera's about to stop. This has to be one of the most chaotic homeschool schedule videos that I've ever filmed. And I hope that you guys are able to follow along because, baby, I ain't got time to do it again, okay? We're going to get what we get and we ain't going to throw a fit, okay? Girl, listen, before Eddie the fruit fly so rudely interrupted, we were talking about Societal Circumstance, a conversational approach. Okay, then we move into Financial Literacy 2. We have Critical Studies in Cognitive Dissonance 2. We have Women's History 2. We have Literary Works from the African Diaspora 4. We have AP Physics Lab. And then we have our intro courses, those science courses. We have the labs for those also. So Intro to Biochemistry Lab, Intro to Cell and Molecular Biology Lab. And then we have Game Schooling / Project if she has something on the side that she's working on. And then we have Lesson Add-ons / Documentary. That / gonna get it every time. And then we have Let's Chat About It. And then we have Homework, Yes or No. So that's what her Friday looks like. You guys have seen me before kind of align their schedules as I'm stacking them. I found a little bit more, I guess, leadway or moving around scheduling, that it's a little bit easier for me to do those things the way they want them done. as the number of my homeschool students, you know, is kind of creeping down, right? So scheduling again looked different for us when Nathan was a part of our homeschool. And then because he needed the minute-to-minute scheduling, and in doing that, we all just kind of followed suit so that he wouldn't be like the odd man out. And plus, minute-to-minute really helped me too. And that's something too for new or newer homeschooling moms to consider, is how to make the scheduling work for you so that you still walk away from your homeschool day. And baby, you can walk away, okay? Ain't nobody got to roll you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are still intact. You get what I'm saying? Because things can be cool 1 minute without a schedule, and you just kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then one kid look at you and be like, but I want to do blah, 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 blah. And then your day is over because you're over here trying to kind of settle this one down, and this over here is going on. So, honey, we're going to print out these checklists and write it on the board, whatever it is, honey. Write it in the sky if you have to. But make sure that you make your schedule work for you as well as your students. Okay, now let's go over the main things that we started with, right? Because I've been talking for a minute. We are not minimalist homeschoolers. So this is not a minimalist approach, right? There's nothing minimal about this to homeschooling. That's not our approach, okay? Also, we are not in search of, we are not craving, we are not seeking out intellectual or moral bankruptcy, okay? So it is what it was and what it is and what it's gonna be, okay? You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, that ain't for everybody. It went over some of y'all's heads like that, okay? And the other thing is, if you made it this far and you're looking at me and you're like, ew, Erica, this just ain't it for me. Ew, honey, it is okay. There's a whole lot of different little homeschool houses you can stop at on this homeschooling street in YouTube land, okay? So find your people so that you feel at home, okay? And just to, you know, take that a little bit, you know, on down the road a piece, you don't need to let me know, okay? Like, you don't have to send me a message anywhere and let me know anything about you leaving, okay, honey? This is not an airline, okay? If you heard a course title that does not, you know, set well with your spirit, honey, it is okay. Maybe your spirit needs to, you know, sit somewhere else. And for those of you who are here because you wanted to make it to the end, girl, and you want to come back for the next video, all right, I see you, girl. I see you. We locked in. Ain't no switching up, right? Ain't that how it go? Ain't it? You know, these kids keep me, you know, I'm cool now. They daddy. He ain't the cool one. I'm the cool one. But anyways, it was great talking with you guys today. I hope that this has been helpful and that you guys can kind of take something from all of this, honey. Whether you were just here for a little quick giggle, a little quick kiki ha ha, or if you just wanted to hear, you know, what we have going on. Maybe you saw a little bit about, you know, just the course titles and things like that, or laying it out time-wise, whatever it was. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope that you guys are having an absolutely amazing homeschool learning week thus far. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe. I don't even know if they still send out notifications anymore.
Yeah, they still do.
Okay, because a lot of you guys have reached out and said, no, we're not getting notifications, although you had signed up for them. I don't know if that was a while ago that you guys signed up. But anyways, my techie over here is telling me that they do still send out notifications.
Yeah, it may be because...
So is there a bell?
Yeah, if they still have one, it's just that they made it to where it only sends you notifications when they post a new video.
Okay, cool beans. So there you have it, girl. Thumbs up. Do they still say thumbs up or do they say like?
Thumbs up.
Okay, so thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell because, or wherever the notification thing is. Child, is it a bell?
Yeah,
it's a ding. I'm gonna have to go look and be nosy. Hit the little notification bell, child, if you can find it. Aiden's telling me that it's there. I don't know. All I know is what I was told, okay? All right. And until next time, which will be sooner than you think, be blessed. Bye.
Bye.